If you're a Bari player, then chances are, just like me, you're looking for that perfect mouthpiece that'll let you get that really funky sound, but also be versatile enough to be able to play in a horn section or a concert band. So I've been checking out some different mouthpieces lately, and today I want to show you what two mouthpieces from Jody Jazz sound like. In fact, these are the two most popular Bari Sax mouthpieces, the Jody Jazz HR Star and the Jody Jazz DV. I'm going to be playing them through in three different styles, contrasting styles, so you can see how they perform, and then I'll be sharing my thoughts on the mouthpieces too. Plus, I'll be telling you which mouthpiece I have been playing on my Bari for the past few years, about 10 years actually, and why I want to change it. So lots to talk about today. Let's get stuck in. G'day, it's Nigel here from Sax School. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for another video. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out the future videos. And remember too, if you want to find out more about what we do with Sax School, because we've got thousands of students that we're helping every single day, there's a 14-day trial running as I'm filming this, and there's a link in the description down below. Now, I love to do these mouthpiece reviews because it's a way that I can help our thousands of students and you too to make better mouthpiece choices. So I reached out to Jody Espina over at Jody Jazz and asked him to send me over these mouthpieces so I could put them through their paces for you today. Now you notice that I'm not testing the Jet or the Super Jet, I'm just sticking with the HR Star and the DV. Why? Well, to be honest with you, I'm really a fan of mouthpieces that are versatile. For me, it's so important, and this is something we talk about with our students as well, it's so important to have a mouthpiece that is versatile enough so that you can play in lots of different styles. And I think a mistake that a lot of people make is they go for a mouthpiece that pushes them too much into one specific style. So a really bright mouthpiece can be a wrong choice. Whereas if you have a versatile mouthpiece, you can still get a great funk sound, a great bright sound, but you can also have the freedom and flexibility to be able to play in lots of different styles too. Okay, here's how the test is going to work today. I'm going to play through both mouthpieces in three different styles, just so you can hear how they perform, or at least how I sound playing through in these three contrasting styles. We're going to start with a classic jazz ballad, and I'm going to use a tune called Old Memories, which is actually an original challenge song that we're using inside Sax School. All our members are learning it this month. And that'll give you an idea of how these mouthpieces play when you're playing through a lovely warm jazz ballad. Next, I'm going to do something a little bit different and play a few bars from the Swan, which is a really typical classical piece for saxophone, and it'll give you an idea of how the Bari Sax sounds with these mouthpieces playing over a lovely flowing classical line. This might help you if you play in a concert band, or if you play even in a saxophone ensemble or a saxophone quartet. And then to finish up, I'm going to play through a fun original funk tune called Bari Funk. Not a very original title, but this is a sort of high energy, maybe Tower of Power, or maybe even something like a more contemporary blues rock band like Joe Bonamassa, something like that. High energy, lots of articulation, and lots of fast, aggressive lines. I should just say I'm using the same gear for all of the tests today. My saxophone is a Selmer Mark VI, and I'm using a Légère Signature 2 1/4 reed. Quite a soft reed, but I'll be using the same reed on both mouthpieces. So I'm going to get started with the HR Star. Let's see what it sounds like. Man, I really like the HR Star. This is the cheaper of the two mouthpieces, and I'll tell you the price in a second. But it's such a versatile mouthpiece, which is why it really appeals to me. Now, a lot of people would look at a hard rubber mouthpiece and expect for it to sound softer. But you know, actually you can get a really aggressive, barky sound on this mouthpiece. But equally, you can get quite a lovely, smooth, round sound as well. It's not the perfect classical mouthpiece, but it's a brilliant all-rounder. You could easily get away with this in a concert band or a big band or a saxophone ensemble. And even if you were doing some work playing in an orchestra, you're not going to raise any eyebrows from the conductor either. And I think that's an important point, because if you've ever played in a concert band or a professional orchestra and you rocked up with a metal mouthpiece, wow, you can get yourself into all sorts of hot water if they don't know you, if they don't know you as a player. So I think the HR is actually a really great versatile mouthpiece. Also, if you're a beginner saxophone or if you're earlier on in your saxophone playing journey, then this is a more forgiving mouthpiece, and I think it will really help you to upgrade your sound and open up a lot more tonal possibilities without breaking the bank. The HR Star is $229 or about £195. That's still a fair chunk of money, but it's actually not that much when you compare it to a lot of the other mouthpieces that are on the market, and obviously it's a whole lot less than your Bari Sax, but it's a really affordable way to upgrade your sound. And I think you'll find the HR Star is a huge improvement on a stock mouthpiece, even a stock Yamaha or Yanagisawa mouthpiece. Give you a lot more tone colors and a lot more interest to your sound. Hey, just before we look at the DV, can I ask you a question? What Bari Sax mouthpiece are you using now? If you're using one of these, the HR Star or the DV, let me know. Or if you're playing something completely different, let me know in a comment down below. All right, let's go check out the DV. Well, I have to say, as much as I love the HR Star, the DV is an absolutely marvelous mouthpiece. Straight away, when you put this mouthpiece on, it just feels so easy to blow. I've been playing the DV actually on my tenor as well and really getting into it. The DV is a very versatile mouthpiece, and you'll notice though, it's not quite as round and warm on a classical piece. It's still easy for me to get the low notes out and to get a nice warm tone, but it's not as welcoming a sound or as warm as the HR. Maybe that's just the way that I play it, but for me, I like the fact that it's versatile, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be using this mouthpiece all the time now, I think. But if I was just playing in an orchestra, or if I was playing in maybe a big band that did a lot of older repertoire, I probably wouldn't turn up with the DV. But for general playing, like a lot of the stuff we do in sax school, where we're looking at pop tunes, where we're looking at rock things, smooth jazz, some classical, some big band, a bit of everything, some funk, some ska, then the DV is a magic choice. Now, the DV is not a cheap mouthpiece. The DV is $650, or £525. So that is a whole hunk of change. It's a lot of money, and it's not the sort of thing you're going to rush out and buy on a whim. But if your budget could stretch to something like the DV, then I think you'll have a mouthpiece here that you can use forever. You know, you're not going to wear this thing out. They're made really, really well. So it's going to last you for decades. And it's going to give you loads of possibilities, because I think the more that you play the DV, the more you can control it when you're playing over something that's more classical or more smooth. And the more you can get a bigger, more aggressive sound out of it as well. That's actually something that I really loved about the DV, is straight away you get more projection and you get a sort of a bitier, barkier sound when you push it, which is perfect if you're doing lots of funk or rock or pop Bari sax playing. So just to round up then, who are these mouthpieces for? If you're earlier on in your saxophone journey, and you're looking for a mouthpiece that's like a step up from your stock mouthpiece, the HR Star is a brilliant choice. It's very versatile. It'll allow you to play in lots of different styles. Equally, if you're an advanced player and you're looking for a mouthpiece that's versatile enough to play in an orchestra, in a concert band, with a marching band, with a big band, but also be able to give you a great, bright, funky, bitey sound over some funk, pop tunes, rock tunes, that sort of thing, the HR Star is the piece for you, because it's very, very versatile. If you've got the budget to stretch the DV and you do less classical stuff, more pop, more blues, more funk, ska, anything like that where you need a bit more projection, you need a lot more control, but you still want something that's versatile, the DV is a magic choice for you. And I think if you get the DV, you're not going to be unhappy with that, because it's an awesome mouthpiece. Right, just two more things before we finish up today. First of all, I really want to encourage you that making a mouthpiece choice, it's not like a magic pill. A mouthpiece will open up lots of options to you as a player, but it's not going to magically give you the sound that you're looking for, because with every mouthpiece, you still need to develop your embouchure, your breathing, your technique, all of these skills together. However, if you are still playing on a stock mouthpiece or a standard mouthpiece that came with your saxophone, then upgrading your mouthpiece can really open up the possibilities to you. It can help you to get a more interesting sound. It can inspire you to play more as well, and can help you to get closer to your idea of what that perfect sound is. So it's definitely something to consider. Remember, these mouthpieces are expensive, but it's still a fraction of what you've invested into your saxophone, and a good mouthpiece will last you for decades. So it's good to take your time, try lots of different mouthpieces, see what's right for you. Hopefully reviews like this will help you, and then make your choice. Then when you've made your choice, make sure you invest time in that mouthpiece to really get used to it. For me, it takes several weeks to get really used to a new mouthpiece. I actually find it very difficult when I'm testing lots of different mouthpieces like I do on my channel here and for our Sax School members. But for a mouthpiece I'm playing all the time, I need to put quite a few weeks in to really get used to that mouthpiece and to develop the sound that's right for me. Now, just before I finish, I promised I'd tell you what mouthpiece I have been playing on my Bari Sax for the last few years. Well, actually, for about 10 years, I've been playing on this. It's a Yanagisawa metal mouthpiece. It's a size 9. And, you know, I do love this mouthpiece. It's great. But the reason I want to change is, although I can get a great bright sound on this mouthpiece, I always struggle if I'm playing in a saxophone quartet or I'm playing a quieter ensemble piece with this mouthpiece. And that's exactly what I was talking about all the way through this video today. Versatility. So I want something that's more versatile than this mouthpiece, although it's a brilliant mouthpiece, and I played the alto version of this for a long, long time. I think of the two mouthpieces I've tested today, either of them are far more versatile than this mouthpiece, and for me would be a better choice. Hey, I hope you found this video helpful today. Remember, if you want to dig in more with your skills on saxophone, then come and check out what we're doing at Sax School. There's a 14-day trial where you can come and try all the lessons out, get some help from the tutors, join our community, attend one of our live masterclasses that we're doing all the time, and really get involved with what we're doing. I think you'll be surprised. There's over 1,000 lessons in there, and there's there's material for you at whatever level you're at, whether you're a beginner right through to a seriously advanced player. The link's in the description down below, or you can get the 14-day trial from going to our website, saxschoolonline.com, and navigate to the courses page. Hey, here's a great video that you can go and check out next. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then click here and go and subscribe so you know about the new videos. All right, go on, click the button. I'll catch you next time.